really tired because I didn't sleep well again last night. I couldn't sleep because my neighbors were having a party and they were playing really loud music and they were also being really loud. And you know, it's Friday, so I tried to just not think about it too much. And this morning, I watched a video about planets in the 12th house. The reader had mentioned that the 6th house is linked to the 12th house, so whatever is in your 6th house will also be affected by your 12th house. And luckily, I don't have any planets in my 6th house, so that's good. But I do have Neptune and Mars in my 12th house. And what I found out is people with Mars in the 12th house suffer from nightmares, and they need to do physical activity and just be active until they exhaust themselves, if they want better sleep, or do something calming like yoga and things like that. That makes sense. What I usually do is I'll do a bunch of stuff until I get tired, and I've been trying to get a regular sleep schedule. I've been able to do that the beginning half of the week, but then the later half of the week, like on Thursday and Friday, I just kind of fell off of it. You know, I did the same thing that I did the first 2 days, but for some reason it wasn't working. I don't know if it was stress. I think it might be stress. I just laid in bed instead of doing physical activity to help me sleep. I just laid in bed hoping that I would just fall asleep, because that's what usually happened. That's what happened like the first half of the week, but it didn't happen this time. When she mentioned that, it made me look back to when I was a teenager, and sometimes if I had trouble sleeping, I would run on the treadmill to help me sleep, because I heard that working out before bed will help you sleep, just like working out in the morning will help you stay active. When I did run on the treadmill when I was living at my parents' house, it did help me fall asleep afterwards, because you know, after you do long distance running, like I would run for a mile, you would naturally feel tired, like wanting to take a nap, except for in the morning because you just woke up. I think I'm gonna start doing that. Like if I'm having trouble sleeping at night, I'm just going to, after you know, settling myself for bed, I'm just going to start doing stuff around my place, whether that's doing more cleaning or maybe trying to work out. It's gonna feel weird because, you know, once you're settled for bed, you know, brush teeth and all that stuff, you don't really want to get out of bed. And sometimes when I'm just laying in bed and I'm having trouble sleeping, like my body will be tired, but my mind is awake. I just feel stuck in my bed. And then I have a bad habit of doom scrolling in the middle of the night. And usually when I do that, it helps me sleep, especially the first half of the week. That helped, doom scrolling. But that didn't help the later half of the week. Like, it almost felt like it was keeping me up. So I'm gonna try, for now on, if I'm having trouble sleeping, to do something active, like clean, because my place is filthy. Try to stretch or do yoga and try not to hurt myself. That's gonna be hard, because it feels like every time I stretch or do any sort of physical activity, I'm hurting myself as of late, and it's just very frustrating. I don't think being on the computer or being on the screen is helping me fall asleep. I need to do some like actual physical activity, like Mars-based activity, and not so much Uranus type of energy. I made some notes so that I can make sure I remember this. She also said that if you have Mars in the 12th house, you feel very uncomfortable with feeling angry, which is true. I feel so embarrassed when I'm angry, and I try not to feel angry. And with my medication, I can't help but be in my anger. But I also realize that when I am angry, it's for a good reason. So I shouldn't ignore my anger. I should just see it as a warning symbol. And she mentioned that you have to express your anger in healthy ways, or else it's going to explode in an unhealthy way. And I feel like I've done a good job of not drinking and not smoking cannabis, because when I smoke cannabis, it makes me less angry. And when I'm less angry, people get away with taking advantage of me. But then again, I smoke because it also helped alleviate my physical pain. And when I stopped smoking cannabis, all that pain came back. So that was kind of crazy. And I started to, contemplate what is a healthy way of expressing my anger. Okay, what is an unhealthy way? An unhealthy way of expressing anger is harming myself or others or doing drugs to escape the pain. And I would smoke cannabis to escape my anger. So, what are healthier ways of expressing anger? And that is physical activity like working out, talking to a therapist, and creative expression like doing artwork, singing, music. Been doing a lot of singing the later half of the week, and that helped. I recorded my singing, and I've been thinking about making a singing account. I feel like I sound better without music, which is weird. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I just need to find my vibe. Also talking to a therapist. Hopefully I will find a therapist. I found a psychologist, I think. I just need to call them on Monday to see if we can schedule an appointment. Since it's in my Mars is in my 12th house, I will feel like I need to, or I will need to isolate to express my anger. But not all the time, because isolation isn't always good. And I also have Neptune in my 12th house. And when you have Neptune in your 12th house, you are naturally psychic. But often people who have Neptune in their 12th house suppress their psychic abilities because they freaked their family out. And so they tend to reject it, which I did. I am so afraid of people thinking that I'm crazy because of my psychic abilities, and I actually do freak people out when I express that. To combat that, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to talk to the spirits I run into, and I know that sounds fucking crazy. It makes me sound like a schizophrenic, which is why I rejected my psychic side. But to be honest, there are a lot of spirits, just like people, floating around in this dimension that need healing. And when I was younger, I had a spirit that I would talk to regularly, and I called them my invisible friend. And I've also been looking at my ring camera more often, and there is an orb that hangs out super casually, like regularly, in my room. And there was one time I fell off of my skateboard, fell off of my bike. Been a few accidents where I could have like really messed up my face and knocked my teeth out, but somehow I was protected. I remember this one skateboard accident. I covered my face with my arm, and that's how I was able to protect my face. I still got my face fucked up, but I still have all my teeth, so I'm very blessed with that. So I'm going to start making these changes And that she also said that if you reject your psychic ability, if you have Neptune in the 12th house, you will become more anxious. And I have anxiety. So if I am trying to decrease my anxiety, I need to start tapping into my psychic abilities and just embrace it and not care if I look crazy or freak people out. So I guess I need to be more selfish in that regard. Hopefully, it doesn't lead to anything crazy like where I'll be institutionalized and stuff. Hopefully, my psychic gift will bring more healing than anything else, but only time will tell. That's all I have for today.